So today, as I mentioned, is all Tabata. We've got 6 different sets of exercises that we're going to be doing. Each one of them is going to be 30 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest for 3 exercises. So it's actually a total of 18 different exercises. 18, get it? High, right? And we're going to be working different parts of their body that correspond to different things in the story of Purim. So I'll explain each of those to you briefly. And yeah, and today's soundtrack is Party in the USA. All kinds of great party music for us. Some of which is a little bit more recent music, but some of it is stuff that I'm sure you remember. I think there's some Lionel Richie and the Commodores in there, some Madonna. So, you know, some of the, I don't know, they call it oldies now. That's the stuff I grew up listening to. So I remember when Madonna first started out. All right, so we're going to get the music started here. And we're going to get ourselves a little bit warmed up. After we get ourselves warmed up, we'll start right into the Tabata. All right? All right, let's go ahead and stand up. All right, so you may remember at the very beginning of the book of Esther, we have Vashti's, the party where Vashti refuses to dance. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get ourselves warmed up a little like we're at Vashti's party. So let's just start out with a little bit of swinging. Everybody loves the swing dance, right? Good morning, Larry.
Good morning.
All right, now we're going to switch to grapevine. So grapevine, of course, is the hora step. Step behind, kick, step behind, kick. All right, so we're going to try to do it to the beat of the music, which hopefully you can hear. This is Achashverosh saying, let's celebrate and have a good time. Vashti, of course, says, not so fast, Melech Achashverosh. All right, now we're going to do some stretches out to the side. This is Achashverosh telling Vashti to go. So bring those shoulder blades together behind your back here. So today we are going to use some dumbbells. I don't think you need to go heavy really on anything. If you want, there's a few where I'll tell you to go heavy. I'm going to be going light. I'm just going to have my 5s and my 9s with me today. So you can adjust accordingly. I'm a personal trainer, so I'm using 9s and 5s. For you, those might be 2s and 5s and 9s. You might use 2s and 3s or 1s and 3s, whatever you like. Okay, so for the first set is in commemoration of the beauty pageant. So as you know, in a beauty pageant, everybody is walking on the catwalk. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do some forward lunges. You can do those with dumbbells if you'd like or without. And then we're going to do lateral lunge and balance. So in the first round, we're going to go out to the left. The second round, we'll go out to the right. And then in the last round, we'll do half and half. And then the last exercise we have is a standing lateral hip abduction. All that is just bringing your leg out to the side like this. Make sure when you do this, you're not pointing your toe up, but rather you're pointing your toe forward. All right? So we've got here 3 rounds. I'm going to get our timer started, and I will remind you of everything as we go through it. All right. Let's get started. Here's our 10-second warning. And I've got my 9-pounders here, alternating forward lunges. Again, you can do this without dumbbells. Make sure that you lunge out far enough forward that your knee stays above your ankle. Right? You don't want your knee going past your toes. That's bad for your knees. I just had a video come across my YouTube, and it showed the wrong way to do a forward lunge, and that's exactly what they said. If you're getting that knee too far forward, you're doing it wrong. Right, go ahead and drop your dumbbells. We've got lateral lunge and balance to the left. Out to the left, balance. If you've ever seen some of those beauty pageant contestants on those high heels, just trying to balance themselves on the catwalk. All right, now we got a 10-second break. Next thing we have is our lateral hip abduction. So this is taking our left leg and just raising it out to the side. If you need a piece of furniture or a wall or something to help with balance. And remember, we want those toes pointing forward, not out to the side. You should feel a stretch right here through your hip flexor. You're probably also going to feel this in your glutes. This makes for really good tushy muscles, which of course are great for helping us walk. All right, that was round one. Now we're going to grab our dumbbells again for alternating forward lunges. This is round two. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I lied. We get a break. We get a short little break here. All right, here we go. 2 and 1. Alternating forward lunges here. Remember to watch those knees. You don't want them to go past your toes. All right, go ahead and set those dumbbells aside. Now we've got our lateral lunge and balance to the right. And you can modify this by putting your foot down and then bringing your knee up, or just do the lunge without the balance, whichever one you want. You know, that's the beauty of a Tabata, is you can customize it and make it work for you. All right, now we're going to do our lateral hip abduction. This time we're going to the right. 3, 2, and 1. Really feel this in the glutes for sure. All right, now we've got a 20-second break here, and we're going to do our final round. So for this one, we're going to start out again with our alternating forward lunge. So go ahead and get your dumbbells ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go. All right, now we've got our lateral lunge and balance. We're going to do 15 seconds to the left and then 15 seconds to the right. Go! All right, let's switch the other direction now. It's hard to change in the middle, but I want to make sure that we get both sides. Don't want one side of our body to feel ignored. All right, now we've got our last lateral hip abduction, starting on the left side for 15 seconds, and then right side for 15 seconds. All right, here we go. If you have ankle weights at home, you can do this exercise with ankle weights. Switch to the other side. All right, take a rest here. Have some water. That was round 1. Okay, our next round, of course, is okay, the next round that we have is Mordecai discovering a plot to kill the king while sitting at the gate. So what we've got here is seated knee-ins, right? So this is the one where you're seated in a chair and you're going to bring your knees up towards your chest. And this is because he was sitting by the gate. I'm going to reset this. I don't think we need that break between each little set there. So I'm just resetting this. All right, then we've got side bends because he, of course, was like listening over. So we're going to do dumbbell side bends. And finally, we're going to do a seated Russian twist. Seated Russian twist, of course, because this is an amazing plot twist, all right? So I'm going to be using for my weights here, I'm going to be using my 9-pounders. Go ahead and get your seats ready. I'm going to get my chair set up so that you can see me. All right, seated knee-ins, then side bends, and then Russian twist. All right, let's begin. 10-second warning. So for this, you're going to lie back in your chair, your butt's towards the front of the chair, and we're just going to raise our knees up. Now, if you find this too difficult, you can do one knee at a time. You can also do this on the ground if you like. Have your arms behind you. Five more seconds. All right, now we're going to grab our dumbbells and we're going to stand for our side bends. He's listening, Mordecai's listening on one side, listening to the other guy, listening to Big Tom, listening to Teresh. He hears the whole plot to kill Achashverosh. Of course, we know he informs the authorities. It's not so much later that he is rewarded. Of course, to Haman's consternation. All right, now I'm going to take one of my dumbbells. Actually, I'm going to take both of my dumbbells to do my Russian twist. Russian twist, you're seated on the front edge of the chair. Lean back, side to side. I'm actually just going to use one dumbbell here. We go a little lighter. I had 3 workouts yesterday, and I'm a little bit sore today. Side to side here. Even though you're leaning back, don't let your back hit the back of your chair. All right, take a rest. Time for our seated knee-ins. Go ahead now and rest your back on the back of the chair. Seated towards the front. And let's bring those knees up. Again, you can do this on the floor if you like. And just do one leg at a time if you need to. So you're going to feel this in your lower abs. You'll feel it in your hip flexors. And you may also feel this in your quads. All right, go ahead and grab some dumbbells for our dumbbell side bends. Side bends, the goal is not to go real fast. The goal is to get the best stretch that you can. Now let's get ready for our Russian twist. So you're sitting towards the front of your chair, leaning back. Go. Make sure that you are keeping your back off the chair. Rotating side to side, not just your arms, the whole torso. This is going to finish off our second cycle. One more cycle after this. All right, take a break here. And we're going to get ready now for our knee-ins. Go ahead and lean your back all the way back. This is one of those exercises that's definitely more difficult than it looks. All right, go ahead and stand up. And let's get those dumbbells for our dumbbell side bends. 2 and 1. Make sure you're not leaning forward or leaning backwards here. Challenge yourself every time you lean to see if you get like a millimeter further than the previous time. And keep those heels planted firmly on the ground. Don't let your heels come up. All right, it's our last Russian twist. Side to side. You can do this with your feet off the ground or your feet on the ground. Entire torso rotating here. And of course, yes, you can do the standing as well. Ten more seconds. All right. Good job. Have some water now. All right, so our next set of exercises is, of course, where Mordechai refuses to bow down to Haman. So we've got some exercises to reflect that. So the first thing we're going to do is our dumbbell bent over row. So for this one, you can either use a chair or you can just use your knee. We're going to start with let's start with our left hand. You're going to have one leg forward, one leg back. and you're going to row like this. It's just like starting a lawnmower. As a matter of fact, if you look online and you look up lawnmower exercises, what we would say. So it's going to say 15 seconds on one side, 15 seconds on the other side. Those are for all the people bowing down to Haman. Of course, Mordecai won't bow down, so we're going to do an upright row. That looks like this. All right? And then the last exercise we have is good mornings. Right? So good morning looks like this. And we lean forward. You can do this without dumbbells as well. If you're doing it without dumbbells, you're going to go ahead and place your hands behind your back like this. Always keep your shoulders back, chest up, and look straight ahead. All right? So let's get ready for our next round. These, of course, are all standing exercises. Okay, here we go. Here's our 10-second warning. So I'm using my 9-pounders here. 15 seconds on one side, 15 seconds on the other. Doesn't really matter which side you start on. Straight back here. Don't look down. All right, switch to the other arm now. Start that lawnmower. Although I guess this coming weekend we're going to need to start our snow blowers again. All right, now we've got our upright rows. I'm actually going to go a little bit lighter on my upright row. I'm going to use my 2 5-pounders. Bring them straight up the front of your body. Elbows going out to the side. Keep that core engaged here, shoulders back, chest up, elbows out to the side. So it's kind of like the same motion if you were in a rowing machine, except instead of being seated, we're standing. All right, now we've got our good mornings. You can do this either weighted or you can do it with your hands behind your back. Now, if you're not feeling that stretch across the back of your legs, remember, stick your tush out just a little bit further. And again, don't look down at the floor, look straight ahead. That's going to help you to keep those shoulders back and the correct posture here. All right, 10-second rest. Let's get ready for those bent over rows again. 15 seconds on each side. Right arm's got the dumbbell, right leg back. Left leg is forward and bent. My left hand is resting just above my left knee. And I'm just starting the lawnmower. Switch to the other side now. All right, take a rest. Grab your dumbbells now. I'm going lighter for the upright row. Stand nice and tall. Belly button pulled back towards your spine. Chest up. Shoulders back. Elbows out. Smile on your face. Remembering Mordecai's courage. All right, time for second set of good mornings. You can actually rest a dumbbell against your chest here. Again, remember to look straight ahead. Don't look down at the floor. There we go. All right, one more round. Let's get ready for our single arm bent over row. Whichever arm has the dumbbell, that's the leg that goes back. Straight back here, make sure you're not hunched over. Switch the other leg now. Woo! Other arm actually, right? All right. Upright rows. Activate that core. So it's kind of like the feeling of picking up two buckets, right? Just, All right, last set of good mornings and then we get a break. All right, let's have a little break here, have some water. All right, we got 3 rounds down, 3 rounds to go. How are we all doing today? All right, good. So, of course, the next part of the story is that Haman decides he's going to kill all the Jews. So the Jews know that they're going to need to be strong. And so one of the things they're going to do is they're going to do overhead presses to show their strength. Then they're going to do dumbbell swings. So a dumbbell swing, you're going to hold your dumbbell like this. And swing like this, just up to shoulder height. And then the last exercise in this one is a push-up or wall push-up, right? So these are all exercises for strengthening the back and the shoulders so that we can be strong to face our adversaries, all right? You can do those push-ups off a piece of furniture, off a wall, or off the floor. I'm not going to be doing off the floor because I did a lot of push-ups yesterday, and frankly, my arms are not ready for it today, all right? Let's get our Tabata started. Round 4. Here's our 10-second warning. So we're starting out with an overhead shoulder press. I'm actually going to go a little bit lighter because my arms are still really tired from yesterday. All right, our next exercise is our dumbbell swing. I'm going to use 2 dumbbells. I'm going a little heavy here. Start out in a squat and then swing. Just up to shoulder height. Don't swing up over your head. So remember to watch your knees. Don't do a deep knee bend here. Stick your tush back and then arms up. Tush back, arms up. All right. Now we've got our push-ups or wall push-ups. I'm going to be using the wall. Hands at shoulder height. And then push up.
If you know me, then
all right, 10-second rest. Let's get ready for our overhead shoulder press. Now for these, I'm going light. You can actually do it without dumbbells if you'd like. Just use your body weight and reach up towards the ceiling. All right, take a rest. Let's get ready for those hip swings. Go. All right, time for those push-ups. And remember, the further away you are from the wall, the more difficult it is. All right, here's round 3. Let's get ready for overhead presses. Go! I don't know about you, but my shoulders are totally tired now. Ten more seconds. All right, take a break here. Time for hip swings. Go! All right, we're going to finish up now with our push-ups. Go! All right. Have some water. We're getting to the end of this workout now. Right, so the next part of the story You may recall that Esther intercedes. Mordecai convinces her to go to talk to Ahasuerus. She's not really sure that she wants to do it. She could go one way or the other, so we're going to do shrugs. What's she going to do? 30 seconds of shrugs. You can use some dumbbells for those shrugs. Then, as you know, the king raises his scepter. So we're going to do front raises with our dumbbells. And then finally, he agrees. He says the Jews can defend themselves. And we're going to do bicep curls. Okay, so those are our exercises. Have a little drink of water. And we're going to do Tabata number 5. We ready? I don't know about you, but I got my schwitz on right now. All right, let's get ready. The first exercise is our dumbbell shrugs. Dumbbell shrugs. Will Esther do it? She's not sure. She's afraid. But she knows that perhaps the entire future of the Jews of Shushan depends on her. All right, I'm going to go for my lighter dumbbells. I'm just using 5s for my front raises. So for front raises, keep that core super engaged here. Belly button pulled back towards your spine. Shoulders back. Chest up. And bicep curls, you can either do regular bicep curls or do reciprocal, whichever you'd like. Also, keep your core nice and tight here. The Jews are allowed to defend themselves. They're going to need to take up arms. That's why we're doing arm exercises. All right, take a break here. And we're going back now to our dumbbell shrugs. I'm using my heavier dumbbells here, my 9-pounders. And for my front raises, I'm going light. And for my bicep curls, I'm going heavier. It's just physics. The further away the weight is from the joint that's being worked, the more difficult it is. That's why a bicep curl is so much easier than a front raise. All right, front raises. Remember, just up to shoulder height. Let's not get up overhead. And make sure you engage that core. I don't want to see this with your back, right? Keep that shoulders back, chest up, belly button pulled back towards your spine. It's much harder to do it that way, but you're also not going to hurt your back. All right, bicep curls. take a rest. Here's our last round. We've got shrugs. 3, 2, and 1. Ten more seconds of shrugs. All right, last set of front raises. All right, last round of bicep curls. All right, let's take a rest here. We've got one more round before we finish up. By the way, I want to share with you something that a client shared with me, which was very helpful. If you're looking for weights, you can get them at Dick's, of course. Some Targets have them, but I just found out that they also have dumbbells and other weights at Five Below. So there's a Five Below over at Eastgate across from Hillcrest Hospital. There's also a Five Below at Harvard and Richmond, and that's shop where the Bed Bath & Beyond used to be. There's a DSW there and an Office Max. And they've got weights pretty cheap, actually, like $5, which is cheaper than what you would normally find. So just wanted you to be aware. All right, so in our last set, the Jews are victorious. Haman's plans amount to squat. So we're going to do some squats. He and his family and those who are aligned with him just get crushed. So we're going to do some skull crushers. And finally, we have a chance to show our strength. We're going to do tricep kickbacks. Tricep kickbacks work the muscle right here, the tricep. So for the squats, you can use dumbbells if you want or not. For the skull crusher, 1 or 2 dumbbells, depending on what you want to do. And then, of course, for the tricep kickbacks, I'm going to be using my 9-pounders. All right, so I'll demonstrate these to you. It's just very easy to catch on for each of these exercises. All right, so I'm going to get our timer going. All right, here's our 10-second warning. We're starting out with squats, either with dumbbells or without. Your choice. I'm using my 9-pounders. And remember, this is all about the butt going back. It's like sitting and then deciding you don't want to sit and you stand up. Keep that chest up, shoulders back. All right, next we've got our skull crushers. I'm just using 1 dumbbell that I'm holding like this. I'm gonna get on my knees so you can see what it looks like. So keep your shoulders nice and still. Don't move your shoulders. The only joint that's moving here is your elbows. take a break, and finally tricep kickbacks. Now, even though it's a timed exercise, we take our tricep kickbacks nice and slow. Hold here, then bring your arms back, hold here. Come back and hold in front. Hold and back. Make sure you're not swinging your arms like this, right? You'll hurt your back. The hold in front and the hold in back, that's where all the muscles do their work. All right. Gonna do our squats again. All right. Overhead, skull crushers. All right, looking good. All right, time for our tricep kickbacks. Hold in front, hold in back. All right, now we've got our squats again. Yep, squats. Here we go, last round. After this, we've got stretches. So make sure here that you're keeping your chest up. Don't lean forward like this. Chest up, tuchus back. All right, overhead tricep extension. Try to keep those elbows in, not like this, but like this. 12 more seconds. I know these are difficult. Gotta keep those arms up and then make them work. All right, last set of tricep kickbacks. Hold in front, hold in back. Hold in back, hold in front, hold in back. Front and back. Front and back. Front and back. Front and back. All right, have some water. I I've used up almost all the water. All right, we're just going to do some shoulder stretches here because that's what we really work today. Arm out straight, bring it across your body, and then gently pull back. So make sure you're keeping that arm straight, don't bend the elbow. All right, other side, arm straight, then bring it across your body and gently pull back. All right, go ahead and release. Reach behind and gently pull down. You can either use your hand or you can grab onto your wrist and pull down. Either way. Switch the other side now. All right, we're going to take our hands, interlace our fingers behind our back, stand up nice and tall, and then you're going to bring your hands away from your back as far as you can go, keeping those fingers interlaced. All right, go ahead and release. So we're going to finish with our washing machine, just rotating side to side, nice and gentle, right? This one's not about speed. It's about getting a really nice spinal rotation. We started out with some core work. Give a little stretch here. Great workout today, folks. This is a long workout, about 50 minutes, 50. And a lot of action, not a lot of rest time. So great workout for everybody. Hopefully you burned off some calories and learned some exercises so that when it comes time for the day after Purim and you've discovered you've eaten 45 dozen Hamantaschen, you'll know what to do. By the way, favorite flavor? Anyone? Raise your hand. Prune? Cherry. Oh, you like prune, Susan. Okay. Cherry? All right. Apricot? Nutella? Poppy seed? Yeah! Poppy seed rocks. All right. So I won't see you next week. But again, if you're interested in having the class continue, next week is, of course, a fast day. But if you want to continue after that, please let Shani or Hal, Rabbi Hal, Ruth and Gloria know, and we'll get them scheduled, okay? Great to see everybody. Have a good Shabbos and